Yo, what's up, people? We're back, and today is the NFL Rig Part 2. Searches for rigged NFL Super Bowl have shot up 1,100% in the last couple of weeks. And we're going to talk about some more conspiracy theories as to is the NFL rigged. Now, we already made a Part 1 to this video. Go check it out. I'm going to give you guys a brief recap of that video. Obviously, the trends we've already talked about have been the Super Bowl colors. The logo of the Super Bowl has shown the two teams that have played, as well as given indications as to who has won based on how much color is in that logo. That's one theory from the last video. We also talked about the fact that there was a bunch of penalties against the Ravens, right? I think there was 8 penalties for 100 yards versus the Ravens and 3 for 30 versus the Chiefs. Kind of crazy, but also we have to temper expectations. I'm making this video as unbiased as possible, and with that I have to say that those penalties called on the Ravens made sense. However, there was a couple no calls that kind of didn't make sense. Also, the referee for that Chiefs game, the one that the NFL put there, favors the team winning, the Chiefs. We all knew that the Chiefs were favored to win with that referee. Usually the home team wins 50% of the time, but with that referee, the road team wins 60% of the time. So those were some main conspiracy theories from that last video, and we're going to touch on a couple more in this one right here. So the first thing we're going to start out with is actually Sean McVay and the Lions. So the Lions, everyone thinks of the Lions, the NFL being rigged in context of the NFC Championship versus the 49ers. However, we're going to bring it back to the NFL regular season, because guess what? A lot of claims about the NFL being rigged is that Las Vegas owns the NFL, and the sports books are trying to get everyone's money. Roger Goodell's in on it. That's great. So there was a bad beat situation with Sean McVay and the Rams. They're down by 10. There's 4 seconds left in the game, so the game's over. It's not winnable, and for some reason they kick a field goal anyway. So they kick a field goal with 4 seconds left, and Sean McVay says that the reason they kicked that meaningless field goal was that he wasn't aware of the spread being -7. He thought that that the Rams could then potentially get an onside kick and then get a touchdown and win. That's bull. How are you going to get an onside kick with 4 seconds left? You're going to get a 40-yard field goal. Everyone knows time's going to expire there. So Sean McVay gave a pretty suspicious answer. And then in addition to that, the VP of communications of the Los Angeles Rams got in on it. He said the Rams VP told McVay that there's a lot of people mad in Las Vegas about that decision, Sean McVay said. So I think something to consider in this situation is that there's a lot of pressure coming from Las Vegas that people in the NFL are aware of. So if you think about it, it's really hard to coordinate such a widespread, rig the game completely. But I do think the fact that there is pressure that people in the NFL want to avoid. If you're a head coach, you don't want to, hear all this people's anger. So I think it's more of a pressure impact in terms of rigging, quote-unquote, games, because you don't want to have to, respond to the heat, feel the heat, and I think that's kind of the main way that Las Vegas is influencing some of these NFL games. Now back to the NFL Super Bowl colors of the logo. Obviously, it was red and purple this year. The red makes sense because we have the Chiefs, we have the 49ers, so both those colors are represented. But purple? Now, you could say that Taylor Swift's favorite color is purple. And honestly, I believe it, because then we got the Chiefs representing purple, and then we got the 49ers. You can say that the Ravens losing to the Chiefs in a rigged way could represent the purple, or you can say that you mix the Lions blue with red of Chiefs or 49ers and you get purple, and you can say the Lions versus 49ers is rigged. So that's really the main Super Bowl conspiracy theory logo right there, in a way to incorporate the purple. Now, if we also look at that Lions versus 49ers game, there's some other things that were a little suspicious. So Jahmyr Gibbs was running into the end zone on like a 15-20 yard touchdown, right? Chase Young has got NFL fans all in, disarray with his lack of effort on that play. Chase Young trying to chase down Jahmyr Gibbs. Go check out the video if you have, look it up. Chase Young effort on Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. You'll see a video of Chase Young, the star player traded for from the 49ers, literally not even chasing him at all, basically letting him get in the end zone. And obviously fatigue is something in the NFL, but in the NFL Championship, when you're down by 10 already, you're letting the Jahmyr Gibbs score like that. I don't know, kind of suspicious. If we look at the NFL Conference Championships, what were the seeding of those teams playing. We have the number 1 seed versus the number 3 seed in both cases. Number 1 Ravens versus number 3 Chiefs. Number 1 49ers versus number 3 Lions. 2 games, and they're both the same seeds. And then if you look at the Super Bowl, what are the seedings there? Number 1 49ers versus number 3 Chiefs. Pretty continuous, I can't speak, in terms of the seeding of these teams. Also, Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs, 11 run plays from the Baltimore Ravens against the 4th worst run defense. And you can blame it on coaching, but I feel like the Ravens have been a very well-coached team all year. And I know the game script with the Chiefs being up by like 17 points at one point, kind of got them away from the run. But still, you would have liked to see more than 11 run plays, especially with Lamar Jackson. He barely had 50 yards rushing against the 4th worst run defense. Another theory, the Lions played the 49ers in the 1957 NFC Championship, and the script was actually reversed. Everybody's aware that the Lions were winning 24-7 at halftime and blew that 17-point lead. The same exact thing happened in the 1957 NFC Championship, except the roles were reversed, and the 49ers came back and won that game. So that was very suspicious. Honestly, as soon as I saw that before the game even started, I was like, I knew that was going to happen. So that's another theory there. Perhaps the craziest theory. Oh man, I gotta find this. So the quarterback jersey number of the conference championship games equals the losing margin. So I'm gonna look up Patrick Mahomes' jersey number right now, because I honestly forget. So Patrick Mahomes' jersey number is 15. He was against Lamar Jackson, who everyone knows is number 8. And guess how much the Chiefs beat the Ravens by? 15 minus 8 gives you a score of 7-point win. Chiefs won 17-10. Now let's check out the NFC side. Jared Goff number. He's number 16. Brock Purdy. Let's see what his number is. Okay, I guess I gotta type in Brock Purdy number. Here we go. Brock Purdy's number 13. So 16 minus 13. Let's see what the score of the Lions versus 49ers was. The 49ers beat the Lions by 3 points. So subtract the jersey number, and you kind of got yourself a little bit of a conspiracy. So in the NFL Super Bowl, we have 15 versus 13 in terms of jersey number. Could we see a 2-point win? We'll have to see. Now, I want to keep this as unbiased as possible. Do I think the NFL is completely rigged in terms of can you script the entire game? Of course not. I think that would be way too hard to do, especially being an athlete. Like, I know how competitive these games are and what it takes to actually go out there and play a sport. So with that said, I definitely don't think the results are rigged and stuff like that. Do I think that they could potentially rig, one game a year? Maybe. I think that would be a lot easier to contain. But think about it. Do you really think guys like Chandler Jones and Antonio Brown are aware of a conspiracy theory in the NFL, that they've been told to rig games, that they're paid actors, and that those two guys specifically have been able to keep quiet? Heck no. So in terms of everybody in the NFL being paid actors, stuff like that, that's just crazy. Could the referees be on it? Probably not. Referees are human. They just make mistakes, right? Like if we look at the Eagles versus Buffalo Bills in the middle of the season, that's a pretty important game. You got two good teams. The Bills are still playing for the playoff spots. You're telling me that, the Eagles are going to kick a game-tying, game-winning field goal, and the Eagles are quote-unquote supposed to win, and Jake Elliott's kicking a 59-yard field goal in the rain? That's a lot of pressure for Jake Elliott to have to make that field goal, or else the result of the game is rigged, right? So I'm trying to pull up another thing right here. Just to this is a conspiracy theory of my own. So I'm trying to pull up the Chiefs versus 49ers history and the results, right? So the Chiefs versus 49ers in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs beat the 49ers in 2020 Super Bowl 31-20. Guess who people are betting on this season for the NFL Super Bowl? 80% of the bettors are betting on the Chiefs because guess what? It's rigged. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, NFL wants them to win. Honestly, probably not wrong. In that regards, there's a lot of pressure, on teams like that. The NFL referees, we've seen it with Tom Brady. Referees throw flags for Tom Brady in an instant, but not for Brock Purdy. Snap of an eye. They want to protect their big assets, and there's a lot of pressure on them if they don't. But the Chiefs winning 31-20, I think that I placed a $10 bet on the 49ers to win 31-20 exact score. That bet would turn $2,000. Just imagine if the score is reversed. That would be kind of insane. But also, if 80% of people are betting on the Kansas City Chiefs to win, and they're not even favored, the NFL would probably lose, or not the NFL, but Sportsbook would kind of lose a good amount of money if the Chiefs win that game. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. Honestly, I think the 49ers are a better team. We'll see how this ages and stuff. But really, you could say this for a lot of the NFL playoff games this year. The people that are claiming the NFL is rigged, if you say right now, before this video comes out, if the 49ers win, is the NFL rigged? You would say yes, because you have 80% of fans betting on the Chiefs. So only 20% of people are betting the 49ers. It would be a good day for the sports books. Or you can say if the Chiefs win, Mr. Pfizer and Taylor Swift, and the NFL is rigged in that sense. So really, it's kind of a whole bunch of, I don't want to say not great theories. I do think there probably is something pretty small going on. The NFL likes to sweep stuff under the rug, small stuff like that, and not let anyone hear about it. But in terms of widespread rigging the NFL, I don't know. I'm not convinced. Comment down below your best conspiracy theories. Maybe I'll make a part 3 if this gets enough support. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Peace out. Thanks for watching.